to meet with President Obama as calls for him to drop out of the race grow louder. And Hillary Clinton turns up the attacks on Donald Trump, calling him a threat to society.
Terror attack in a shopping mall. Gunmen wearing disguises opened fire in a crowded restaurant, going from table to table, killing at least 4 as diners stampede for the exit before police take them down.
Also this morning, did the Stanford swimmer lie to the court about his past drug use? What the new pictures and text messages show as outrage grows over his sentence.
Major Cavs comeback. King James rules the court, going head-to-head with Steph Curry in an epic showdown. What he told his team right before the big game.
Live in Times Square. This is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America, not so fast, says LeBron James. Cleveland Cavs 120-90. What a blowout.
Yeah, LeBron said this is my house. 32 overnight he dropped as they faced off on his home court there in Cleveland. 3 games, 3 blowouts, Michael.
It's absolutely amazing. And take a look at this. Even though the commercial break or break, he won't even let Steph Curry score. I mean, that's how serious it's gotten. The Cavaliers at home said, no, no, no. As you said earlier, not in my house.
Yes. And Steph was like, oh, come on, man. Can't you at least let me score that?
Give me a break.
Yeah. We have a lot more of that coming up. But first, let's get to the race for the White House. Pressure growing on Bernie Sanders to drop out of the race and endorse Hillary Clinton. ABC's Cecilia Vega is here. Has the latest for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Robin, good morning to you. The calls for unity are growing louder by the day. Even some of Bernie Sanders' top backers in Congress are now publicly calling on people to unite around Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders now off the campaign trail and back on his Vermont home turf.
Welcome home, Bernie.
Mapping out his next move ahead of today's visit with President Obama. Their last known meeting in January. This time around, the president wants to send a message. Dropping out or staying in the race is Sanders' decision to make on his timeline. The Vermont senator still standing his ground, telling supporters in an email, "We will continue to fight for every vote and every delegate we can get." Say what you want to say. While Hillary Clinton says it's time for unity.
I am looking forward to working with him to unify the Democratic Party against the threat that Donald Trump poses to our country. So we are talking.
She is celebrating after clinching that nomination, sending this tweet in her own writing saying, "Your hard work and dedication put the biggest crack yet in that glass ceiling." And she is now amping up the attacks on Donald Trump.
I think he represents a great threat to our society and our economy.
And that meeting this morning between the president and Bernie Sanders comes at the senator's request. They have had some phone calls recently, but nothing in person. And at some point soon after this big meeting, George, the president is expected to endorse Hillary Clinton formally.
Yeah, no mystery there. Cecilia, thanks very much. And Matthew Dad is here with us right now. And Matt, let's start out by looking at a little more of President Obama. He's on Jimmy Fallon. It's going to come out tonight. And here he was talking about Bernie Sanders.
It was a healthy thing for the Democratic Party to have a contested primary. I thought that Bernie Sanders brought enormous energy and new ideas, and he pushed the party and challenged them. I thought it made Hillary a better candidate.
What you see there is a nice big arm around Bernie Sanders as he's ushering him out of the race.
He's pushing him into the hall, saying, now you need to do what you need to do in the course of this. I think this meeting with President Obama is a big thing. I think Bernie Sanders taking the meeting is basically the beginning of an indication that he's going to come on board. He needs to do it in his time. But
there's no question about that, right?
No, I don't think there's any question. And have Bernie Sanders combined with Barack Obama in the course of this election is going to give Hillary Clinton a big lift.
Yeah, because right now she's been only getting about 75, 80% of the Democratic votes. This should pop it up to 90, and that is a big thing in the polling. Meantime, the Republicans still trying to figure out how they're going to handle Donald Trump. Paul Ryan, as you saw, saying he's made a racist comment, but I'm going to endorse him, telling his House members to endorse them as well. And I was surprised to see that Donald Trump said yesterday he was surprised and disappointed by Ryan's comments.
Well, I think Paul Ryan and many others are in this really difficult spot because they know Donald Trump's behavior and they've watched his behavior, and it hasn't always, as we've said, been positive in the course of this. Donald Trump committed a series of personal fouls in the course of the primary. The thing that happened with the judge was a flagrant foul. And I think Republicans watching this are thinking, does he have another flagrant foul in him? And if he does, you know what happens when you get 2 flagrant fouls. You're out of the game.
Yeah, there's been some talk now among some Republicans that maybe they can find a way at the convention to block him from getting the nomination. Realistic?
That's not going to happen. I mean, he's got over 1,500 delegates in the course of this. He's got more votes than anybody's ever gotten as a Republican nominee in the course of this. If that was to happen, it would even be a bigger rift of the party in the course of this. They're going to have to hold their nose, go along with this, and actually try to accept everything Donald Trump does in the course of the next 152 days.
While saying it doesn't define us.
Yeah, while saying it doesn't define the Republicans, but they're going to have a hard time separating the lead of the ticket from the rest of the ticket.
Matthew Dowd, thanks very much. Let's go back to Robin.
All right, George, we're going to turn now to that breaking news overseas, a deadly terror attack. At least 4 people killed when 2 gunmen opened fire at a crowded shopping mall in Tel Aviv, Israel. Both assailants are in custody. ABC's Terry Moran joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Robin. This attack struck the heart of Tel Aviv, shattering a summer evening out at one of the city's most popular destinations.
Mayhem inside an Israeli restaurant. 2 Palestinian gunmen opening fire. Surveillance cameras capturing the chaos. People running for their lives as bullets fly, setting off a stampede for the exits. The gunmen, dressed in dark suits, reportedly disguised as Orthodox Jews, moving from table to table, shooting diners, killing 4 and injuring 5. Israeli forces arriving on the scene minutes after, firing back. You can see this officer taking down one of the suspects. This morning, both gunmen are in custody, one being treated for a gunshot wound. The 2 have now been identified as Palestinian cousins from the West Bank. Israeli military are patrolling the streets, and they've raided the homes of the suspects, sealing off their town. And the government has now revoked work and travel permits for thousands of Palestinians during the holy month of Ramadan.
This is a savage crime, murder, and terrorism in the heart of Tel Aviv.
Overnight, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to attack the attackers. This shooting happened directly across from the headquarters of the Israeli Defense Force, equivalent to the Pentagon.
The U.S. State Department called the violence cowardly, and this is part of a deadly escalation we are seeing in this never-ending conflict. In the past 8 months, Palestinian attacks are on the upsurge. 35 Israelis and 2 Americans have been killed in that time. George?
Okay, Terry Moran, thanks very much. We're going to turn now back home to a raging wildfire in Arizona. It's hitting the same town where more than a dozen firefighters were killed in 2013. Hundreds evacuated there overnight. Ginger here with the latest. And Ginger, there's also a heat wave heading for the Midwest.
Right. It's been so hot in the Southwest. I remember covering the hotshots killed in 2013, driving overnight. And at that time, I had actually been covering a heat wave in Las Vegas. So it all kind of makes sense that this is happening again. Fortunately, 600 acres burned. They're getting it under control and no one hurt in this fire. But that heat is now going to move to the east, and that ridge that allows the temperatures to soar is going to center itself right over the Midwest. Look at Minneapolis, goes into the 90s. Chicago will see some of its hottest weather since fall of 2013. Add the humidity, and it's not just the heat. Look what it feels like by Saturday. Des Moines feels like 101. The heat index in Minneapolis, 105. So we're getting into summer sizzle quick here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when it ends.
Okay, thank you, Ginger. Now, the new details about that Stanford swimmer behind bars this morning for sexual assault. He partially blamed the school's party culture for his actions, but prosecutors say he's shown concerning behavior before. ABC's Matt Gutman has the latest from Stanford. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Robin. You mentioned that behavior. Perhaps most disturbing these documents seem to show is that Brock Turner was accused of acting similarly aggressive with another female at the same frat house just the week before that sexual assault. And while he said that the party culture at Stanford seemed to overwhelm him, these documents show that he seems to have been drinking and using drugs before he got here.
This morning, documents obtained exclusively by ABC News show Brock Turner seen smoking from what appears to be a hash pipe was not the babe in the woods prosecutors say he claimed to be. In their pre-sentencing memo to the judge, prosecutors said the former Olympic hopeful convicted of sexually assaulting an unconscious woman at the Stanford campus last year was, quote, drinking excessively and using drugs before he enrolled at the school. In a letter to the judge during sentencing, Turner partly blamed his actions on the party culture at Stanford. His lawyers telling the judge the teen from a small town in Ohio never used any illicit drugs. But prosecutors say they dug up a trove of pictures like these from his cell phone. Photos of bongs, that pipe, and dozens of text messages in which the swim star brags about drinking. We could only drink for like an hour and a half. Buying pot. You want to smoke right now? And doing harder drugs. Dude, I did acid with blank last week. On his phone, prosecutors say they found video showing the then 18-year-old Turner smoking from a bong and then immediately swigging from a liquor bottle in December 2014. Still, Judge Aaron Persky sentenced Turner to just 6 months in jail. He's expected to serve only half of that time.
And so essentially what became a summer semester in jail for Brock Turner has raised enormous public outcry against Judge Persky, including online petitions calling for his ouster, and something much more sinister, calls to this courthouse wishing death upon him and rape upon his children. George.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay, Matt, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on that kidnapping attempt caught on camera down in Florida, where a mom fought off the man trying to drag away her daughter. And this morning, we're learning more about the kidnapper, hearing from the police officer who came to the rescue. ABC's Eva Pilgrim here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. It happened in an instant. A stranger tried to take a child from this neighborhood Dollar General. That man is behind bars and claiming this morning that this isn't the first time he's done something like this.
Attempted kidnapping just occurred. The suspect in custody.
This morning, new details about this terrifying moment caught on security cameras. Watch this 13-year-old girl apparently being dragged away from her mother.
I could hear her screaming. As I backed up my patrol car, he tried to take my child.
Outside, an off-duty deputy, now hailed as a hero, was stopping into the Dollar General to pick up cleaning supplies, sees the commotion.
He fought a little bit, but when he realized that I had the upper edge, he kind of complied with everything thereafter.
Police say the man in the video, 30-year-old Craig Bonello, is behind bars this morning. Denied bond after appearing before a judge, now facing kidnapping charges. He has yet to enter a plea.
He is a regular customer. He's in here pretty much every day. He does have medical issues.
According to authorities, Bonello told them this wasn't his first kidnapping attempt.
He did admit that he had done this before.
Now, the sheriff's office did search his home just to make sure no one was there. They were not able to validate those claims. His prior charges did end up in mental health court, several of them, guys.
Surprised he didn't get the help he needed right there.
Scary moment.
It was.
Now let's go to Amy with today's other top stories. You're starting, Amy, with that breaking news out of Iraq.
That's right. Good morning, everyone. And dozens of people have been killed in a series of attacks in Baghdad today. Those bombings targeted a commercial area of the city. Already, ISIS has claimed responsibility. And this all comes as Iraqi forces report more progress in their battle to retake the city of Fallujah, one of the last ISIS strongholds in that country. Well, there are new details now about the prisoners who have been freed from Guantanamo Bay. The Washington Post reporting about a dozen former detainees have now launched attacks in Afghanistan, killing as many as 6 Americans, including a civilian aid worker. Back here at home, Philadelphia could be the first major city in the nation to tax soda. The tax of 1.5 cents per ounce has cleared a hurdle in the city council, and if the proposal gets final approval, well, the soda industry is expected to sue. A dangerous scene in Ottawa, Canada, when this massive sinkhole opened up in a busy shopping area. Cell phone video shows the hole swallowing a minivan. Buildings in the area had to evacuate as water gushed beneath the streets. Nearby construction could all be to blame. Well, the final farewell to Muhammad Ali begins today with an Islamic prayer service in Louisville. Thousands lined up for tickets to tomorrow's public memorial. The 15,000 free tickets were gone in just over an hour, and within minutes, scalpers were already trying to sell them, which is, of course, illegal. Well, there were some terrifying moments at this pool in Florida as a 3-year-old girl appears lifeless. Her 9-year-old cousin pulls her out. She'd been under the water for 2 minutes, but a teenager nearby ran into the rescue, performing CPR that she learned in school. And incredibly, that little girl is okay this morning. And finally, a warning here. If you try to sneak a nap at work, make sure your billionaire boss isn't planning to visit the office. Take a look at what happened to this Virgin Airlines employee napping on the couch at his office when none other than Sir Richard Branson came in for a visit. When he woke up, he saw Branson and then went back to sleep maybe he thought he was dreaming. Branson says it's okay. The employee was on standby and getting some much needed rest, but I don't know. I mean, he did post it on his blog on virgin.com, so everyone sees.
Why have a couch if you don't want naps?
That's right. And I think Sir Richard Branson, he can take it. Yeah.
He seems like a guy who would understand a little bit. All right, hey, thank you, Amy. And now, King James, that's what we're going to talk about. Reclaiming his court overnight, LeBron James leading the Cleveland Cavaliers to a huge victory over the Golden State Warriors, winning Game 3 of the NBA Finals. And T.J. Holmes, he was there for all of it, and he's in Cleveland now. So good morning, T.J.
You see, Strahan, news of the Cavaliers' demise has been greatly exaggerated, right? They are back in this thing already. But still, how do you explain them getting beat by 33 the previous game and now winning by 30 last night? Well, they clicked their size 18 heels together and said there's no place like home.
Dominate! 1, 2, 3, dominate!
What a difference an arena makes. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers came alive on their home court, dominating Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, beating them by 30 in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. A total turnaround from Games 1 and 2 when the Warriors blew out the Cavs in Oakland.
It's one win, and you have to be able to have a short mind, but also learn from the mistakes that you made the previous game.
The play of the game went to LeBron. Off the steal, then the hustle, then the throwdown. The Cavs once again held Curry in check, not giving him anything, not even during a dead ball. Meanwhile, the league MVP took blame for the loss.
For me to do what I need to do to help my team, I have to play 100 times better than I did.
James fires away and hits a three.
20,000 fans might deserve some credit. The raucous crowd at Quicken Loans Arena was deafening all night, trying to will their Cavs back into the series.
It's bedlam here in Cleveland.
All right, this is Cleveland, but they have taken on the name Believeland right about now, and they do believe once again, now that the Cavs are back in this series, that the hopes are still there, guys, that Cleveland could get its first sports championship in 52 years, but we shall see. But this place was insane.
I love how you keep holding the ball.
He wants to play so bad.
On the ball, okay, TJ, we got it. You can follow it.
Y'all never let me play, man. Y'all never let me play.
We love you. We love your style, TJ. You're looking good with your sleeves pushed up on your blazer. And everybody out there, you can see Game 4 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC. And let's go from basketball to baseball. Right. And let me warn you out there, what you're about to see could scare you. Snoop Dogg winds up. Wind up looks good. The throw is a little off. And that was at the San Diego. Maybe the catcher was in the wrong place. That was at the San Diego Padres game. But if you remember, maybe rappers just should not throw out first pitches.
You're not going to show it.
Remember 50 Cent? That cameraman, thank goodness, was not hit. So if a rapper's throwing out the first pitch, make sure you're watching out.
It's the same front. They're all letting go early.
Which one do you think is worse, though?
50 Cent. 50 Cent. I love how you said the second. You didn't want to say 50 Cent.
No, I didn't.
Hey, let's get back to Ginger. Storms in the Northeast. Cooler weather, though, moving in.
Wait, real quick. 50 Cent, way worse. But
Yeah.
I have to say that tenderly because I'm throwing out the first pitch later this month.
Where?
I am so at the Mets.
It's a-
I'm so nervous.
At the Mets? Whoa.
Scary thing
Should I
I've ever
toss
done.
it? Can I give it to
Go
you?
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your local weather in just 30 seconds.
Now go back 30 feet.
Let's get those hot cities. Brought to you by Macy's.
It's Macy's Super Saturday Sale with all-day specials Friday and Saturday. Like summer dresses for her and juniors, now 50% off. Save on new Alfani Traveler suit separates, just $169.99. Take an extra 25 to 40% off clearance handbags, including designer. Polos and shorts from Alfani, PGA, and more, now only $19.99. And take an extra 20% off all Martha Stewart bedding, quilts, pillows, towels, and more. Macy's Super Saturday Sale. Plus earn plenty points, lots of points, lots of places, one rewards program.
Good morning, Washington. Grab the sunglasses. It's going to be a gorgeous day today. Our humidity is down. The dew points are in the 40s. Good hair day all around. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s with sunshine. A little bit breezy this afternoon, but not nearly as windy as what we had yesterday. Tomorrow, a near repeat of today, but we'll see temperatures closer to the 80-degree mark, I think. A stray mountain shower will be possible, but very dry all across the metro. Showers and thunderstorms possible on Saturday. Much warmer temperatures this weekend.
Coming up, that explosive new